Guys, I need to tell you about Elden Ring. Oh my god. This is definitely worth all of the hype that it got. And I'm just gonna say this for the giggles. I feel like all the hype that Cyberpunk had, I feel like that was meant for Elden Ring. It seems like the hype train just went to the wrong stop. Like, hey, Cyberpunk, hype, hype, hype. Oh, wait a minute. This is the wrong stop. Hold on. Let me make a detour. Take the train back around to Elden Ring. Oh, hey guys, I found the right pit stop. Here's Elden Ring. Oh my god, this is Game of the Year! So, does Elden Ring hold up to the Game of the Year standards? Let's find out. So, I'm just gonna say this right now. Elden Ring is a rage game, just like Cuphead is a rage game, just like how Crash Bandicoot is a rage game. And I'm gonna say this right now. You're gonna die a lot in this game if you're not careful. Editor, play the montage if you please. Yeah. If you're not careful, like Mr. Goofball here, you're gonna end up dying a lot over and over. So you gotta get comfortable with the idea of imminent death just seconds away. Because this game is such a nail biter. Like, you just want to get one more hit in, just one more hit in. Do I avoid it to be extra safe, or do I risk it for the biscuit and get that last hit in there? Do I risk it for the biscuit? And let me tell you, half the time you're gonna die, but the other half, oh my god, it is so worth the biscuit. The graphics in this game are so darn beautiful. It's 16 times the detail. Something that Bethesda has failed to do with Fallout 76. Congratulations, From Software. Well done.
Now this is something Todd Howard couldn't do. Look at these stones. Character model and everything. Now this is 16 times the detail. Bethesda should take notes here. This is 16 times the detail.
The boss soundtracks for each individual boss is so well done. It feels iconic in a way as well, because every boss has their own theme, and it's so damn beautiful to listen to in a boss fight. It makes you want to keep fighting over and over. Like, just listen to some of these soundtracks here. voice lines and the cutscenes for each individual major boss of the game is amazing. It is so well done. This is top tier cutscene quality at its finest. Once again, well done from Software.
Foul tarnished. In search of the Elden Ring. Emboldened by the flame of ambition.
Become my blade once more.
I dreamt for so long. My flesh was dull gold, and my blood rotted. Corpse after corpse left in my wake. As I awaited his return. Heed my words. I am Melania, Blade of Mikola. And I have never known defeat.
Now, besides from the amazing looking graphics, the well done voice acting, and the amazing looking cutscenes, does the core gameplay itself hold up? Absolutely. You are going to start off as a weakling, but as you progress through the game, you're going to end up being a big buff man. So at the start of the game, you're going to be thrown into danger where if you get hit once, you're gonna die instantly. You're gonna be squishy as a marshmallow. And eventually, as you progress through the game, you're gonna get much better gear and better weapons to the point where you're just gonna shred enemies to pieces like it's nobody's business. And if you want to become even more overpowered, you can just use summons in the game. For God's sakes, there's a mimic summon that you can use, and it literally mimics your exact character build. If you have a River of Blood sword that does bleed damage, your mimic will also be summoned with a Rivers of Blood sword. So you can have two Rivers of Blood dealing massive damage to enemies, and it shreds enemies with the blink of an eye. And there are some boss fights that are designed for using summons, like the battle against Melania, the Blade of Mythica. She is a bitch to deal with without summons. But there are some bosses like Godric where you can take on easily without using summons.
I am the Lord of all that is golden. Your strength, extraordinary. The mark of a true lord.
And as you progress through the game, there's going to be a certain build out there for everyone. Like using a katana samurai build, using a dual wield sword build, using magic build. And magic is very, very powerful in this game. And there are certain builds that are just straight up overpowered. Like magic is very strong, bleed is very strong, and there's, I believe, poison, maybe, if we're talking about poison buildup, but I haven't really bothered with poison as much. I've been running the Rivers of Blood and trying to level up my stats on dexterity and arcane, because the higher those stats are, the more bleed you're gonna deal. And if you have more intelligence and magic saved up, you're gonna deal more magic damage. And you do actually get a pretty cool wizard hat in this game, which is pretty awesome. So, but besides all the facts of the controversy of people saying the game's too hard, this needs an easy mode. No, there's no easy mode when it comes to Dark Souls based games. I hate to break it to you, but there is one thing I will say. As you progress through the game, it feels like it actually gets easier because the more you play the game and the more you level up, the more easier the game gets for you because you can level up your health right away so you don't die as quick and you don't become a squishy marshmallow. Or you can level up your dexterity and arcane where you can do more stat based damage like bleed buildup, or you can do like poison buildup. And there's a build for everybody. And I ran as a warrior build, but I instead just went to the Rivers of Blood samurai katana build. So, with all this being said, this is game of the year quality material right here. And this game has been underlooked for some people, and this is a very difficult game for to play. This is supposed to be one of the easier Dark Souls games, and if you're interested on getting this game, I would recommend you buy it. But if you're not into the heavily punishing games and into the soul crushing games, then I understand. You don't need to play it. this game isn't for everybody. It's definitely for those people who want to challenge themselves, like me. And I'm not even a Dark Souls person. I got this game because I was just looking for a game to play, and this turned out to be one of my favorite games of all time. So, with all this being said, the final score for Elden Ring is gonna be, without a doubt, a 10 out of 10, and it easily earns my title of great games, and it earns my legendary good title of greatest game of all time. The amount of detail and the amount of effort and the amount of content there is in this game, it shows. It's all there. It's right there in front of us. Like, there's so much content to explore in this game. And I haven't even fully explored the entire game. I beat the game on standard and new game plus difficulty, and I still am exploring the game to my extent. There's just so much to do. Now, there is a player versus player mode, which I personally don't see at all because I think it's just pointless. There is a co op mode where if you're having trouble with a certain boss, you can use that and play with your friends, but I heard that's very complicated. So, besides all that, besides the complicated multiplayer and the soul crushing bosses, this is a game that deserves all the praise. So, well done from software developers. You have definitely earned your mark. In my opinion, that earns Game of the Year. So, with this being said, thank you guys all for listening. And until next time, you guys, I will see you all in the next episode.